But when we position time, again, the mentality is I want the most I can get in the least amount of time for the least amount of money. And that's why we don't want to focus on the time. Does that make sense?
We don't want to focus on the time.
We don't want to focus on the time, because when we focus on the time, meaning number of sessions, when we say, you know, you're going to get 3 sessions for $300, well, I'm just making up numbers. I don't know what you charge or how you structure.
Yeah.
But when we focus on that, the mentality that it immediately invokes in the person sitting across the table or on the other end of the phone is they start thinking unconsciously. They're like, okay, how can I get the most from this guy in the least amount of time for the least amount of money? Right. And now they're driving down, and they're not willing to invest more time because they don't want to spend more money.
Mm-hmm. Well, at some point, obviously, it comes down. We do have to talk about money, right?
Well, yeah.
And that involves time. That involves time.
But it's just a reference of time. It's a reference of time to set expectations, but we're not tying time and money together. They're two separate things. So this is something you'll want to work on. The presupposition that you have is that these people can't afford this, because as the coach, you want to hold the space for them to live into a bigger vision than they can have for themselves. And we want to give context for time, and we're going to talk about money. And so that's why it's beautiful for the payment options, because you can talk to your folks and you can say, here's this Jumpstart package I have, and it's it's 9 sessions. It typically takes about 3 months. It also includes this, this, and this. And every time we list the call strategy form, so you can make the most of your time, the post-session recap, so you can create new habits, the private client portal, so you can get quicker results faster. And we're continuing to emphasize the results, and you're putting the emphasis and you're making this correlation between when you do this, you're going to get this. When you do this, you're going to get this, and it's all going to lead to being in higher demand and being paid more money and making a bigger impact and being a better human being. And they're like, oh my God, that would be so amazing. And then you offer your payment options, and you can say, some of my people, they love to save money. And I know a lot of actors need to save money everywhere they can. So if you pay in full, you get 10% savings. And then I also have a lot of clients, and they've got to manage their cash flow. I know for a lot of artists out there, they really have to pay attention to their cash flow, so I also offer that. So now you're giving them a choice.
I get it, Melinda, I get you.
Yeah, good. Good. So I would really challenge you that you can offer the Jumpstart package at 9 sessions that we talked about. And then the other question I'll ask Paul is, what does it typically take? Like if I was that actor, and I'm like, all right, Paul, you so have me. I'm ready to work with you, and we get started. In order to create transformation and experience those results, what is the sweet spot? Like if you could wave the magic wand and have however much time you needed to have with your people, how much time does it take for them to experience some of that transformation?
I see. Yeah, but it would involve additional services. I think that in the package, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Additional services, because my mind is only focusing on certain things, but there could be other things that could take more time, and that would make it a larger package, and therefore a larger income.
Exactly. So that one of the bullet points I had on the previous slide talked about additional resources. So you might have 2 or 3 additional things that you can add into this package that says, here, this is everything you're going to get to help with the transformation. And so that's another great question to ask is, if time and money were of no concern, how much time, like what's the sweet spot for people to experience transformation? So for me, for example, with my clients, I offered the Jumpstart package and the total results. And after a couple of years, what I noticed is about 75% of my clients always went with the 6-month, the total results option, because that was the sweet spot for the transformation that it took, was 6 months. For one of our VIP clients we just worked with, the transformation he provides, he's like, look, I need a year with somebody to get the results that I'm talking about. So his package is a year-long package. So, you want to also ask that question.